afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Girl Get Up podcast. I am your host, the Aquarian Chancellor, and this is the podcast where I share my stories. I bring my guests on, they share their stories, all in hopes that inspires you, the listening audience, to go out and discover your infinite possibilities. Now, today I have a guest. Her name is Miss Elle Ramsey. Please, Elle, share with the audience who you are and what you do.
Thank you, beautiful. My name is Elle, as you said, better known as the corporate griot. I use storytelling, ancestral wisdom, and corporate strategy to help women of color progress in their life, career, and business. I am better known also as a conscious leadership strategist for women of color. So this is where I am helping them bridge their spiritual conscious aspect of themselves with the corporate world and know that they can actually resonate in that environment, in those environments, create businesses that are aligned with those environments without sacrificing themselves or being overwhelmed in the process.
Yes, because I'm gonna tell you something. We all know, like I talk about business a lot here because it's like, well, we gonna get into it. Before we get into the business part, let's get a little
Yes.
history about Elle. Who are you? Were there any childhood experiences as a
Mhm.
youth that let you know you're going to be coaching women? You're going to be a leadership coach. Share that.
It's such a interesting journey. I'll say that. It's one of those things where when I was growing up, I was always very creative. I was
Mhm.
very shy. So I was more isolated. I really didn't like playing with other kids. I would see them coming down the street and I would run in the house and my grandma, tell them I'm asleep. So I liked to draw, play music, sing, dance, just play with, I love animals. I'm an advocate for, animals, especially black cats. That was my life, more just being to myself and being in my own space and energy, my own creative aspect. But what I realized throughout my life and journey, like right where we're at right now, is that my voice was always something I didn't utilize as much as I could have.
Yes.
And so in my silence, as time progressed, I realized that I got challenged more and more in corporate world, in relationships and friendships to really speak my truth because I have a kind heart, but to really speak, use the voice, balance it. And so as even when I left corporate America, I started to sit back and be like, wait, once I started to use my voice, that's when things in the corporate world started to really shake up a little bit. I was like, wait, I'm actually really using my voice here. And
Hmm.
now everybody's uncomfortable. And this is not the angry black girl way. This was, I know I'm powerful. I've always known that, always been confident. And so if people really want to know the true story, and I know I'm kind of giving it here, they can go on my website. I just published my ebook called The Corporate Griot Conscious Leadership for Women of Color.
Okay.
And griot is a West African term for storytellers. They use dance, music, song, poetry, any type of artistic, creative way to keep ancestral wisdoms going. That is what I do with corporate America, creating those new stories. So in this book, the questions you're asking, they're in the book. I talk about my entire journey and then how that led to this particular thing in relationships, career, all of that. And it gives women of color a way to also see themselves outside of just the corporate world, but how they can
Yeah.
actually be more impactful in the corporate world instead of trying to fit into the corporate world.
Be in it, but not of it.
It's the truth. One of the things I feel, and I'm saying this because that's the journey. It was literally I had to learn that my voice, the
Hmm.
way I communicate, I'm poetry, song, writing, it doesn't matter. Speaking, my voice was my gift
So let me ask you this. How did you come to that conclusion?
because it was the thing that was always the what got triggered the most. It was always the thing that people always I don't want to say they poked it, but they were divinely utilized to get me to see it. So in relationships where I
Okay.
was very, very kind-hearted and I wanted to say specific things because I'm very discerning, I'm
Hmm.
you cannot do anything to me that I don't allow.
Yes.
because my discernment is there. So if I don't speak, it's because I choose to, even though I wanted to speak, trying to keep the peace, trying to be the Black woman in corporate America that knew I was paving the way for other colored women behind me. So I'm not going to be the stereotypical angry Black woman. I'm not going to be this. I'm not going to be that. I knew that there was a path I was paving, even if it was subconscious. But I
Mhm.
realized when I started to stand in my voice and utilize it, people didn't like it. But when I suppressed my voice, it was okay.
Okay.
So I'm
Mm.
saying that's how I started to know. Had to sit back and really realize that. But when I came out of corporate America, making six
Mhm.
figures, I chose to leave because I realized it was pushing me out. There was a different path for me. I had reached the limit of what my time in that space of corporate America was, and now I was moved out and pushed out to now start redefining that. And I had to step out and see it from an outside perspective. And I
Mhm.
literally ran to spiritual industry because I'm like, it has to be different. This is spiritual,
Yeah.
love and light. And I realized, no, it's a direct mirror of that.
Corporate America, it
It's
is.
it's still competitive. It's still, argumentative. It's still judgmental. And so I had to say, wait, I've seen it from the patriarchal side as a
Mhm.
woman of color, and I've seen it from the matriarchal side as a color of woman. I say it's still the same. It's
Yeah.
still dominated. These industries are still dominated by people who are not of color. The gifts that we carry are not honored, recognized. The wisdoms, the discernments that we have as people of color are still um copied, mimicked. And I'm not saying this in a negative way because there's still beautiful, amazing people in both. But that's what made me really realize, like, okay, you have this voice, and unless you start to use the gift that you've been given, you're gonna keep running and bumping your head and wondering why. Use your gift. And I was like, man, it's my gift of speaking
Mhm.
in both industries. It was speaking. It was the discernment. It was the prophetic, knowing. It was the speaking the truth, telling your story. You have to be okay with people not liking what you have to say. You got to be okay with being judged. Everyone's not going to like you. For one, you're a woman. You're a woman of color, and then you're a woman of color that's trying to redefine a system that doesn't want to be redefined.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I am not trying to take your system over. Y'all can have your systems. You can have your spiritual industry systems, and you can have your regular corporate business systems. I am connecting with the women and whoever else want to be allies of us women of color who want to create new systems
Mhm.
redefined in the way that's going to best serve all of us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm passionate.
We love passion here. This is the Girl Get Up podcast. Oh, the reason why I asked you, like, how did you know it was your voice is because, and I know I can speak for personal experience and, the community of women that I have around me,
Yes.
know internally, okay, there is something greater. There is a purpose for me, but most of us are on this journey to discover that. Like, how do you get in tune with that? What steps would you advise someone to take?
You have to literally drown out the noise.
Mm.
That you care. I say this all the time. I said to my sister last night, my soul sister, I said, when you allow the old you to die, because you should die many deaths before your physical body actually leaves this world. If you allow the process, that old version of you that you just honored and said thank you for the life that you've given me becomes your ancestor, and you become a descendant of that version of you. So if those past versions of me have died so that I can thrive, I can be successful, I can be influential and impactful, then I need to sit and listen to my ancestors.
Mm.
What did they tell me? What did they show me? And I'm very good at sitting down within myself. I'm a journal girl. I love journals. I love them pretty. I love them with glitter on them. I love them with rainbows on them. You ain't got to buy me no jewelry. Buy me a good old journal, a good old nice little book with pretty Christmas. I would love you to death. So I'm always journaling. Every idea that comes to me, I write it down. Every little thought I write down. And when you go back and look at that, you realize your ancestors, you are talking to yourself. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got a lot to say here. Man, I never run out of thoughts.
Right.
That's, I'm saying that's communication. Those are
Yeah.
ideas. That's creativity. That's intention. So now let me go back and look and say, wait a minute, what is the one thing I've always had a challenge in my life? What is seems like it's been the challenge? People never understood me. So I always have to, I always was over explaining myself. I
Mm-hmm.
was always apologizing. I'm kind that way. I'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Could you do this for me?" I'll say that because I know you're giving your time to me, and you're not going to get that back because that's part of your life. So for you to do anything for me, I'm saying I'm sorry that you chose to give this life, but I am so grateful for it. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So I started looking at the way I was speaking, how I was being received, how I was being judged, how I was being very open, and then people just weren't understanding it. And I said, wait a minute, this is just me. All I do is communicate and love and share. All of that's communication.
Yeah.
And they don't get it. Or I'm not speaking my truth, or I'm just stepping back and but everything's written down. Like, yes, you can write a lot of stuff down, but there's some stuff that needs to come out of your physical mouth. Your throat needs to move. And
Right.
that's when I realized I'm like, all the stuff that's coming through, it needs to be said. It
Yes.
needs to be spoken. So it's really about going deep within yourself and drowning out the noise, because that's what it is. It's no, if you are sitting here right now, and this is for anybody, it doesn't matter. If you're sitting here right now, you're like, I wonder what my purpose is. I wonder what my gift is. I wonder what I'm supposed to do. If you got to ask those questions to yourself, that is not you asking them. That is the distortions of your reality, your environment, the people you've been around, and even just things you've inherited from your lineages that is confusing you. If you say, I don't want to hear nobody else's voice but the future version of myself that's already there, that's already made it, I need her to talk to me because she's already there. She's walked the steps. So if I talk to her, my future self, she'll tell me exactly how to get where she's at.
I got a story I'm gonna share with you all.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But that is excellent. But like you said, drown out the noise. But you said something so key. We're going to touch back on it just a little bit later. But that
Yeah.
you said it needed to be spoken. And when I was listening to your interviews and reading up on you, you have a term that you like to use, and it's called the ripple effect.
That is my brand.
Yes.
You need to be a ripple so powerful that you leave a legacy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to talk about that part. You talked about being in corporate America. What
Yes.
lessons did you learn about yourself that you also saw? We talked about the voice, using your voice, in corporate America that you intertwined with your business now of coaching women in that corporate leader into corporate conscious leadership.
Yes. The biggest thing that I saw in corporate world is I didn't see real representation of the colored woman that I was in business. I
Okay.
saw I saw the wounded woman of color. I saw the one the rare times I did see one, I they were the ones that had to climb their way up the ladder and realize that they were the only one and become threatened by another, not realizing, can you be a mentor? There's a difference between, yes, I have a group of people around me and I'm mentoring them, and and I was in the IT industry, so
Mhm.
being a and I'm be honest, like you're very attractive, so being an attractive 5 foot woman, very feminine, soft spoken, loving, kind, but very intelligent, and I don't take no mess. Like I say, I don't let you do nothing to me that I don't allow. I
Mhm.
saw that I was not received in those spaces. I saw that I was told that I was too nice, I was mama bear, all of these things. But when I did step up and show my authority, because I knew that was the time to show it. It became, oh, you're too passionate. Don't be so aggressive. Well, I'm like, well, damn, either you want me to be quiet or you want me to speak my truth, but you don't like either one. So I don't care what you're saying. For one, you don't understand me. I am
Mm-hmm.
a woman of color. I come from women who had to struggle and fight and almost surrender their femininity to survive in this world. And I am standing here a survivor of survivors and still choosing to honor that femininity in me without sacrificing that, even in your world. You're not
Right.
taking that from me. So I saw that I was not received. I was not represented. So redefine, and I was conscious. I'm
Mhm.
prophetic. I'm gifted. You know, I've got discernments. I get visions. I love crystals. I love praying to my God. I love reading scripture. I'm I'm the embodiment of what spirituality is. I'm not just siloed. I can sit with atheists. I can sit with Christians. I can sit with Baptists, Buddhists, Taoists. You know, Stoics. It doesn't matter. We all got something to talk about. So I realized that, wait, I'm in an environment that is siloing me. And when I start to show my full color, oh, that's a problem now. Well, I guess I'm going to be a problem. Guess I'm going to be a problem. I'm going to be a 5 foot problem.
So
I'm going to be a 5 foot problem. So I'm
bigger than
saying,
5 feet.
I, but other women of color need to see that we don't have to. Like I can wear a business suit and still have on this type of eyeliner and have some rhinestones right here. If I want to wear a diamond in the center of my head, I should be able to. If I want to wear my locks and have some, I can I can still walk in this room and don't judge me off my look. But I know more than you.
Mm.
That's how we're redefining is creating spaces for women of color, businesses, careers, lives for women of color where they don't feel like they have to sacrifice any aspect of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a business owner that says, you know what, I'm going to create a business where women are thriving, where even if I hire men, they're going to thrive. They can come in and just be themselves. Now if we have an event or something where we have to be in a certain attire, then that's fine. But when we just work in regular, be yourself.
Yeah.
I want to know that you have discernment, because you might get a idea or discernment or a vision that I don't get. So I need to sit down and listen to you. Let's have this morning intentional meeting, not just to be rehashing the same thing over and over again, but what download did you have today? What vision came to you? What do you see?
Right.
And honor that.
Yeah.
That's so we need representation. We need to know it's okay that we don't have to conform to patriarchal or even spiritual industry ideologies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about it.
So,
I'm very passionate about
so
it.
let me. So okay. So we talked about the definition of conscious leadership.
Yes.
How important is the storytelling and strategy to that? How do?
Storytelling is it's a must. It's a must. We have so many stories that are out there now, and they're beautiful and amazing. And the reason why we have those stories from ancestral lineages or whatever, it doesn't matter. Women of color, men of color, you can be, Scottish, Irish, British. Your culture has stories
Yeah.
we all can learn from. But guess what? Where are the new stories? I told you I'm a descendant of past versions of myself. What stories did I leave behind for me and even the future generations?
Hmm.
When it comes to corporate America, there's a story that women of color can tell. And it's not just the wounded part. We don't want to hear your wounded stories. We want you to have come out of it. What lesson did you learn from it? When you think about, even the Bible, there's a message there. I've said this before. I can teach you, I can write a book all day and teach you how to survive in a toxic relationship. But why the hell would I need to write and tell you how to survive in a toxic relationship? What happens when you come out of the toxic relationship?
Yes,
What is
that's
what is
what
your what
people
was your
want to
life
hear.
like? Tell me that story. So a lot of stories presently are survival stories.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the ones where we've actually were victorious? So there are new stories that need to be written, new
Mm,
stories that need to be told, and they need to be our stories, not the distorted version of you that needed to integrate with a system that didn't receive you in the first place. Where's your story? Where's the business that you created where you were successful and now you have left wisdom behind for future generations to walk a similar path or pave their own path where they don't feel like they have to be anything other than who they are.
yes. One of the challenges that I personally had coming into business was that very thing, wanting to be authentic. Because we hear that a lot. Oh, authentic, be yourself, be authentic. But then knowing what to share, how to share it, communicating your business story in a way that your
Yeah.
customers or your target audience would get that
Nice.
without feeling it's oversharing. Like you want to connect to the people
Mm-hmm.
that you want to serve. But
Mm-hmm.
so could you talk about that challenge?
You know what? When I discovered it's not really a challenge at all, if
Okay.
I'm gonna say what I need to say, whatever I when I because I told you I sit and connect with myself. I
Mhm.
talk to the future version of me. She guides me. She's already there. She's already where I'm at right now and whatever my next level is, she's already stepped past that.
Mhm.
So when I sit with myself and just cut out the noise, I don't need to do anything but sit down and just flow and create action because those that are for me will be for me. I ain't worried about what everybody else is saying. I'm gonna tell my story. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. We know that Christianity and Jesus is the biggest religion in the world. Jesus spoke his truth. Jesus
Yeah.
told his stories, and he told them in a way that people could understand. Now, guess what? To this day, people are still misconstruing what he said, but hey, it is what it is. He spoke, those things were spoken. So just tell your story, whatever you feel that is. If it's in you and you feel like, man, this could really help someone and be shared, then what you afraid of?
Yeah.
It, you,
Yeah.
you, you. At the end of the day, the story. Remember, this story that you're writing is actually for your descendant, which is the next version of you. You're just choosing to share it with those that are open to receiving it,
Yes.
and that's it. No challenge. If I step if a year from now if I wind up forgetting, let's say something happened I forgot, can I go back to the stories that I wrote and remember? Never forget who I am, where I come from, but I know I'm continuing to move forward. So I'm gonna leave a trail each step I take.
Mhm.
That's that ripple.
Yes.
You hear where I'm going? The more ripples you create, the bigger it gets, the more impactful it gets. And Black women, women of color need to speak their authentic truths, not this hustle mentality, not this hustle culture, because that's
Yes.
slave
That's
survival stuff.
that ancestral wisdom that you incorporate into your business. What does that look
And
like for your clients?
it looks like you need to be able to sit down and know that what we're doing is energetic and it is not personal.
Mhm.
Know that when we sit down and we create um, your blueprint, your frameworks, your strategies, they're coming from deep ancestral wisdom that you carry, that need to be told, need to be seen, allowing the lives that sacrificed for you to be in this present moment, to be able to even run a business.
Mhm.
It needs to elevate. I'm not saying that, women who have restaurants, because I mean, listen, I love me some good old soul food, okay? Now listen, but guess what? That's a comfort zone for a lot of us too. We know
Yeah.
how to do that. But there are women out there that there's a destiny for them that they don't even realize because they're thriving off of survival right now, and it's easier, even though they might say it's hard. When you align with what you're really here to do, the gifts that you've been given, it's not hard. You could do it
Yeah.
all day, every day, and feel like it's joy. Like you feel when you're done with it, you're not drained. You feel like, man, I'm still charged. I can keep going. That's those are the lives and careers and businesses we should be where, man, the time goes by so quick and you're having such a good time.
Yeah. One of the things that I did like on my journey of, growth and learning about who I am was that I got really into discovering my lineage, discovering my mom, my dad, their parents, their grandparents. And after a while, you start to listen to these women's stories, especially the women. You're talking to your family. Hey, you're doing your ancestry and you're getting the stories about the magnificent things that these women have done and run running 13
Yeah.
children households and still being successful in their area. And I
Yes.
used that, I got in tune with that to say, you know what? I can do that too. It just takes me to just take it a step further. So
Yes.
when you
Yes.
say tapping into that ancestral
Hmm.
lineage and that story, like that's what that means to me. We do a lot of looking at what celebrities have going on.
Yes.
We look to the outside, but just look to our own stories to get those clues. Like that's what I would have to add to that. Yes.
It's in there. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's there. I love my mind. I'm one of those people I can take in a lot of information very quickly. Another one of my gifts. And but I'm also I'm an ordained. I'm also a doula, and I certify and do pro bono work with my doula stuff because it's a gift that I just give,
Mhm.
right? So there's a lot of things that I'm certified in. Every healing modality known to man, I'm certified in it. But one of the things that most women don't understand is there was a reason why when a woman married a man, she takes on his last name, which means now she is in a way renouncing her lineage. And I'm not saying it like that, but maybe the word's a little too harsh. And she is now saying, I am going to go with your lineage.
Mm.
When we I don't when we look at business and look at
Yeah.
it being a very the current business state, corporate America, it's very patriarchal. So when women of color choose to marry to their job, to that business, to that corporation, to that industry, if you're not careful, you could do the same thing. You could literally start to forget and renounce your own lineage, your own ancestral wisdom in order to now be married to, connected to this thing. This is where people also we start to understand it with the conscious leadership. There is always a balance of masculine and feminine energy in
Yes.
everything. So as a woman of color going into a very patriarchal, very male dominated society, or a business, corporate America, I'm choosing to say, I'm going to give my feminine energy to you. I'm fueling your business. But in the process, I am taking on your frameworks. I'm taking on
Hmm.
your ideologies. I'm taking on what you're telling me to do. You're not listening to what I know internally that could make this business really prosper, that could be intentional, that could be the thing that's going to be felt years from now, not where it's draining people, not where it's taking advantage of people, not where I'm losing myself in this thing, but we all could literally create this space where 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, we're like, wow, this business created this group of individuals who were very impactful, not just the business, but the individuals in it. We got to be very careful what careers we choose, what
Yes.
jobs we choose. I also, that's another thing I help women with. If you are in an industry or business and you're feeling like something's off, maybe it's time to shift. Maybe it's time for you to elevate to another job.
Hmm.
Maybe it is time to go back to school and learn something different. Maybe you wanted to be something when you were 15 and life took you a different road and you feel like you can't attain this thing. And it isn't always school because a lot of wisdom doesn't even sit in these classrooms. And society is showing that right now, because if you go back to about 2018 to about 2022, everybody and their mama was trying to get certified and everything. I certified over 100 and something life coaches. Everybody, they were trying to find their way. People aren't resonating with that anymore.
Mm.
Ain't nobody,
Mm-mm.
they looking at it now like ain't nobody trying to pay for no certification, because what happened, people were just getting certified to just feel purposeful, but that wasn't their purpose, and they had not attained the wisdom to be teaching nobody anything. They had the knowledge, but not the wisdom.
Mm.
Wisdom is what comes out on the other side of knowledge.
Mm.
And so that's what I'm saying. That's where we're at right now. So when you understand that those dynamics, that you don't want to lose the wisdom that you have by trying to marry and integrate with a system that does not care about you,
I'm
women.
sorry, you're making me laugh.
I am very passionate. I want women, I want everybody to succeed, but I am passionate about women of color because you're me.
Yes,
If
we
I
are a
love me and I
reflection.
honor me, there's no way I can sit right here in front of another woman of color and wish her ill, not want her to be happy and succeed, not want
Mm.
to see her successful. That's a slap on me. I can't be jealous of you because I know my lane and I know my gifts. I can't be worried about what you're doing.
That's right.
And but that was the thing, that one of the things too, like I say, in corporate America, in friendships, in life, I
Yeah.
found is that women, they spoke it, but they didn't understand that. So I was always competition. For what reason? I don't know. I'm pretty chill. I was always competition. I was always subtly judged. I had a best friend that told me, "You're too good to be my best friend." I was like, "Why?" They said, "Because you're just perfect." Huh?
Mm.
That man didn't talk to her for like 10 years. I said, "I know you lying." And I told her, I said, "What? So you're telling me my judgment is wrong? I
Mm.
chose you as a friend. So you telling me my judgment is wrong? This ain't about you now. Because now you telling me for choosing you, choosing to love you
Wow.
and honor you and be in your life, instead of just receiving the love, you chose to like make it seem like I did something wrong. And if us as Black women, women of color, another thing, we've got to be okay with being loved by each other. I ain't talking
Mm.
about just, hey girl, you look good. I'm talking about literally hugged, held, embraced, uplifted to the point that you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I tell women they're beautiful, Black women, all the time, and they be like, thank you, or something. They be like, hmm. And you could tell they don't receive it.
Mm.
They
But
think it's a lie.
yeah, it's we have a lot of work to do. It feels uncomfortable sometimes if you're not used to it and if you haven't received that for yourself first. You know what I mean? It
That's
feels
it.
uncomfortable when someone else say, "Oh, you look cute today. That's pretty." It seems like, "Oh, well, she just," you know what I mean? Like, no,
That's
like
it.
when you really get to a place to understand, I am a reflection of you. It, like
Listen,
you said, it will bring tears to your eyes to see someone else do well.
listen.
It
We are
will.
we are reflections of each other.
That's right.
My dearest friend is white. I love her, Holly. She is the sister that God created her for me. I'm telling you now, Holly is she carried the blueprint of what unconditional love from a sister is, and she's not even Black. But she showed me back a reflection of me in
Mm-hmm.
another form, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. But that's how it normally was. I would always get that outside of my race, outside of my ethnicity. Now it's like I'm not gonna stop being that. I have had so many women of color when I'm out and about. And listen, I'm girly girly. So if your hair done, nails done, I know you didn't put some effort into it. I'm gonna let you know because I know what it feels like when you're trying to do the little extra. So I'll be like, girl, you working it today or whatever. Or I'll walk up and they'll be like, thank you. Or I'll walk up to a lady and I say, I'll run across. I just want to tell you, you look so beautiful today. Like I love how you put that together. And she's like, oh, thank you. She's like, I was gonna, say that you look nice too. Why didn't you? Why were you
Mm-hmm.
afraid to run up to me and tell me I look nice as well? Why did I have to say it first? We could have
Mm-hmm.
met each other halfway, already run into
Okay.
each other. But that's also something us as women of color, conscious leader, we need to be conscious how we receive each other, how we interact with each other, how we work together. And this needs to, because of the industries and because of the world that we're in, this has to rise above just, I got business peers, I got business connections. Because when you see a lot of women together in conferences and stuff, they just trying to network. They're not trying to, I get what they're saying. We come together, we go on trips, we do. No. Are y'all really hanging together outside of this? Can I call you up?
Yeah.
I met you at like really is it, or are we just gonna meet each other at conferences? Are we just gonna come together when there's an event? Are we gonna work like all of that stuff? Because you here, you no. Okay, I'm up here, I'm making $1 million, but there's somebody who got $3 in their bank account. She talented as hell though. She ready to do this thing. She got ideas that could make your business go boom. Do you see her?
Mm.
Are you recognizing her? I try to pay attention and look in the room to the ones that ain't talking.
Yes.
Them
Mm.
the ones that got something to say. Why you over here? I walk up to the ones that's quiet because I know how that feels. And so I'll say,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing, honey? How you doing? Yeah, I'm fine. And so what do you do? What are you about? And they're like, and then you start talking, you're like, I knew you was my peoples. I knew you was my people. Now we gonna get this throat shock gonna open up
Yeah.
because you got something to say. So this is
Yes.
also again ancestral wisdom, storytelling, and corporate strategy. There are women of color out there that have voices that are not being heard, and
Yeah.
they need to be heard. It is
Yeah.
time. And I'm really big on the body and stuff too. Like I love psychology. I'm very big on that. Biology. I love the way the feminine body. I like to learn about it because a lot of stuff, we say just do, but remember there's a lot of distortions and things that we need to work on internally to recognize that as well. That's why I say when they work with me, you've got
Mhm.
to be okay with hearing the truth. You got to be okay. I don't care if you making $1 million. If you are hiring me, you got to listen to me. You've got to step back and say, in this space, I am not the boss.
Okay.
I am a student. I'm a learner. I'm going to be okay with just surrendering, trying to be in the forefront. There was this my daughter. They were probably like 4 or 5. And I remember I used to perm my hair. This was a long time ago. They just turned 20. But I used to perm my hair. And I used to love their hair. Because growing up, my hair got washed and it got flat, I mean, pressed out and braided up. And then so I never knew that I had curly hair. I never did. And that perm got implemented. And that's just something that again, just this muscle memory. And I remember being in the bathroom and I was saying something about the hair or something. And they looked at me and they said, Mama, I want my hair like yours. I want my hair straight like yours. I remember looking down at them and I was like, wait a minute, I love doing your hair because it's curly and it's wet. And I said, no, but I love your curlies. That day I said, this little girl is looking at me and she
Mm.
thinks my straight hair is okay. And I'm looking at her curly hair and that day, that's when I chose to go natural. Long time ago, I chose to go natural. I transitioned for like a year and a half. Then I cut all the little perm ends off. And now here I am locked. It can be that one moment.
Yeah.
Someone says something to you and you have to be discerning, pay attention. Like what I do in this moment is going to create a ripple. If I had been like, oh yeah, thank you, honey, baby, you know who? That was a crossroad moment.
Mm.
Either she's going to want to try to be something that's not organically her, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying, or she can learn even right for right now, embrace the beauty that you already. There's nothing you don't need to do nothing else.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
taught me how to embrace and say, what, let me see what this curly hair look like. Let me see
Mm.
what I got going on, and ain't turned back since.
I know that's right.
Ripple, baby. So you are doing amazing, and that's what the reason why I work with women, specifically women of color, because I know our struggles, I know our challenges, I know what we go through as mothers, as women, as sisters, as aunties, as you know, just all of that, wives. I understand it,
Yeah.
but because we are women of color, we are the blueprint for everything. And this takes nothing away from other sisters of other nationalities, but we are the blueprint. We get copied, imitated, and mimicked more than any other female ethnicity. And so if that's the case, what blueprints are we embodying? Are they our true authentic blueprints, or are we sacrificing these blueprints to others and having them distorted?
So you have a book. That's a perfect segue into the book, The
Yes, ma'am.
Corporate Griot,
Yes.
Conscious Leadership for the Woman of Color.
Yes.
Where can the audience find your book? What are they going to learn? It sounds like everything we've been talking about.
They're going to learn how beautiful and amazing they are and the wisdom that they carry, and how that just them being authentically themselves, not just saying we're authentic, but being authentically who they are, unapologetically, how impactful they will be in in their own lives, others' lives, their business and careers, um, and be able to take that wisdom and hopefully elevate all those things.
Yeah.
They can find it on my website at www.thecorporategriot. I'm sorry, thecreatorstimeline.com. The book,
Okay.
The Corporate Griot, Conscious Leadership for the Woman of Color. There are love letters and thank you letters in there to my ancestors, to my partner, to my children, and there's also love letters in there for women of color, because I love you. You are me. There's no way I can hate you, despise you, judge you, um, because I would be doing that to myself, and I love myself too much. And so, if you're a reflection of me, then I'm gonna give you that same love.
Okay.
And so, they're gonna learn a lot. But it starts out with telling our story, and then showing how that story, how we move past whatever that thing is, and sharing the wisdom that comes out of that. So that's the book.
Okay. We're going to make sure that we include where to find the book on your
Yeah.
website. Give out your social media. Where else can we find you?
So social media is very interesting.
Okay. Yes, it is.
And social media, and I'm saying it really quickly, they can find me if they go on the website. It'll link them up to things, but they can find me on LinkedIn at Elle Ramsey, ELLE Ramsey, Ramsey. They can go on YouTube, the corporate. If they type in the corporate griot on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, they'll find me. I I don't care about social media like that, and I feel like social media is also preventing voices from being heard, because
Yes.
they're being overshadowed by foolishness sometimes. And so it makes them afraid, because now we're going into this comparison thing. Your voice your voice can be heard by millions, and it's an amazing thing. If you're called to it and it's successful, then do your thing. But sometimes before the social media pops off, you need to do some footwork. You need to get out there and meet people. You need to network. When you meet people in person, it's a different level. They see you. You can touch them. They feel your entire glow. You can laugh and joke with them, not at a distance, but now it becomes personal, because now we're sharing space together. You're not just gonna see me and feel a little bit of me through the screen. I got enough light and beauty and love in me that you only get 1/4 of it. You meet me
Yeah.
in person, and if you ain't never felt love, you're gonna cry, because I radiate that, and you're going to get, especially as a woman, you're going to get all this love. And sometimes it can be too powerful for people, and we've got to be okay with being that.
Yes.
So I'm saying social media is out there, and you can reach me, but I don't define myself by social media.
All right. Well, let's start with the website. Yeah, we're going to make sure that the website is there. So I typically ask people do you have any initiatives coming up? Any coaching experiences? Any retreats? Do you
I
have anything you would like to share?
I am working on a retreat, and I want it to be a conscious leadership retreat. And what it's going to be is it will be networking, but this is really about the woman who is conscious, open. She is her own boss, entrepreneur. She is, influential in her career, whatever that may be for her. Even if she feels like she's starting a business, come and get this reset. We're going to make sure that you get recharged, because you need a space to be able to go to be loved, embraced. You're the givers. You're
Yeah.
the doers. You're the ones out there planting these seeds. Well, you need a space where now you can come together and have some seeds planted in you too. And when we come together, we exchange energy, we exchange wisdoms, we share stories, and we walk away more powerful. So that's what I'm working on. Not just, oh, this retreat, a healing. We're not coming here to cry and heal nothing because you ain't broke.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's right.
nothing that needs healing. But if you come and you're crying because maybe you're having a human moment, that's perfectly fine. But this is not for raw trauma healing. I'm saying what I'm saying because you ain't, because we're not broken. We've just had bad experiences that were unpleasant. And when you realize that, you don't take it personally.
Mm. That's a whole nother episode.
Listen, I got other books that are not
Listen.
out there that
Mm.
I created my own modality called Universal Reiki. That's a story. I've actually shared that out for free. I may put it on the website for free, but it walks through different things, um, connecting to the goddesses within us, not naming them, just
Mhm.
the energy they embody, because we don't need
Yes.
names, honestly, because when you have names, then you go, when you just say, hey, this is what I'm getting, then you're able to call in and connect whatever part of you there is. So there's a lot of things in there. There's some other stuff I've written and I've shared in old versions of my brand, but I just did
Okay.
a rebrand, where I'm focused more on my speaking, more on corporate events and seminars and retreats and things like that. So if
Okay.
people want to work with me, I do have a rhythm method. We can create the framework for your life, your business, your career, but that's going to cost because now that's not what I do. I'm not just in coaching and consulting anymore. I'm allowed that version of me did what she needed to do. But my future self said, you got to do this to get here. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, these are steps. But if others are now, as I move out of those spaces, it makes room for those others to step into those spaces.
Mhm.
So sometimes we got to move out of our comfort zone to make way for others.
That's right.
So I'm
Mhm.
the creatorstimeline.com, the creatorstimeline.com, and they'll be able to see everything they need to on there. And I did start a YouTube uh I guess segment called the Corporate Griot Speaks. And I
Okay.
and I and I integrate corporate strategy. That's
With
ancestral
conscious
wisdom and
leadership.
storytelling. If you look throughout history, not just women of color, just women in general, spirit, God, the divine speaks more powerfully through the physical body of a woman
Mm-hmm.
because we have wombs, we are a vessel, we get the discernment, but that voice has been silenced and it's been manipulated where we speak what others want us to say, not
Yeah.
what the true message. That's why even if you go to church and someone is really prophetic and really like, especially a woman or whatever, it doesn't matter. They could be talking a bunch of boo-boo, but there's gonna be that one moment where you like, spirit just spoke through them. I Because you can hear it.
Mhm.
It's there. But a lot of times there's a distortion or they don't expand it to the fullness of it. There is no way that you could tell me God is just Christian. God is just Baptist. Because if you're telling me God created, spirit created, divine created the infinite universe, which is expansive, you trying to contain it here on earth? I
Mm-mm.
know you lying. I
Mm.
know you lying. So
Yeah.
for one, there was a saying, and I'm gonna say this real quick. How can you worship the same God of your oppressors?
Mm. Yes, I remember that.
That's not God. That's not God. That's
Mm-mm.
human beings.
That's right.
God, I'm gonna say this real quick because God, listen, I'm passionate. Go read. There's chapters of the Bible, and I'm very open to everything. There's chapters of the Bible that have been, they're called the apocryphes, but one is
Yes.
called the Wisdom of Solomon. Solomon was the richest and wisest man because he honored and understood wisdom, and he's in knowledge, and he speaks about wisdom in there as if she is a female, like as she's feminine. Her, I love her. She talks to me. This thing he's talking to her like he's just showing love to her.
Mm.
So if he is using a gender analogy for wisdom, and you are actually a female and you want to be in a feminine body, then you carry wisdom.
Mm.
Then why aren't we tapping into that?
Yep.
Storytelling, ancestral wisdom, and corporate strategy. There is there is there are generational billionaires and millionaires out there that are walking around with 2 cents in their pocket and don't realize that they are actually the embodiment of a billionaire. We got to get them. We got to help them
My
see.
conscious girl,
We got to get them aligned. It's
Right on time.
I'm going to be, and I've already been, because my future self already showed me. I am already a ripple powerful enough that generations already feel me.
Yeah. Just
And there's
wait.
more ripples out there. You're a ripple, creating this space even for me to speak, others to listen. Like I said, I'm not into the social media, but stuff like this, that's different.
Mm.
I'm not just going to be scrolling to be scrolling. It's got to be intentional. I got to be looking for something that's going to bring me joy, bring me some more wisdom, help my discernment, like learn about investing, money,
Mm.
things that, what I'm saying, corporate strategy. We can have fun when we want to, but a lot of stuff when it comes to social media has to be intentional,
Yeah. That's a
not
fact.
foolishness. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up.
No, that's okay.
Oh, shut up.
But
I don't
I
work this throat chakra enough.
no, no, no. You know what? It's the first of all, it's Sunday.
Yes.
So we can all use a little soul food on Sunday.
Listen, that's it. Well, that sounds good too.
Yes.
That sounds
And
good.
all my episodes air on Sundays. So this will
I
be
know
a
I'm trying. I'm
start.
trying. There's so many of them, and I'm trying to get through them, and they keep popping, and I'm like, well, I ain't finished that one yet. And then I'll click on another one. I'm like, okay. And the Aquarian Chancellor, listen, that's your brand, baby. I love that.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate it.
love it. I'm a Sagittarius, so uh,
Geez, we get along very well.
I love my Saggies and my
Yeah.
Aquarius. Trust me.
Yes, very optimistic. We share that characteristic.
It
And
you have to be.
futuristic. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thinking for
You are very
thinking
much
forward.
you have that's what Aquarius energy is. It is really the collective. It
Yeah,
is it is coming up with new ideas. It is future thinking.
yes.
So this is an amazing space that you created. I am grateful that you invited me here and let me be here in this space. I'm so thankful to sit with a beautiful sister creating and doing beautiful things and having, like I said, you have amazing, beautiful presence and energy and glow. And
Mm,
I wish nothing but the best for your business, your endeavors. And I don't think it'll be the last time we'll be communicating.
think so either. And I received that. So I thank you for being here. You hang on. I'm going to let you go the right way. But for everyone else, we will see you next episode. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.